So, hey guys, welcome back. I hope I'm audible. So, once again, we are back, and today is day 12 of 45 days of code challenge. And thank you everyone for so showing this much support initially. I'm really overwhelmed. And finally, these five problems are remaining in the hard array problem section. And today we will complete all of these. I would have completed these problems as well yesterday, but unlucky me, लाइट चली गई रात को. Mm. Should I wait for people to join? Let's start solving largest subarray with zero sum. These five problems are remaining. We will quickly do these and we will interact with everyone later. Okay, let's make a folder name folder day 12. Uh, let's go for- okay. See, if we see non finish, we are not recording already. So we will solve this largest subarray with zero sum. Mm, Let's make a new file. So, okay, largest array dot Java. The problem statement, given an array containing both positive and negative integers, we have to find the length of the longest subarray with the sum of all elements equals to 0. Okay, example. Let's stop with this. Let's create an array first. Array noun equals to now. mm, and let's create something. Sorry, it's static. Return क्या करना है? Length of the array. So public static in mm, Length of the longest subarray. Longest subarray. Okay. Hmm. Um, so we will call this function and print what longest subarray of nums. Length of the longest. This will print the length of the longest subarray whose term is 0. Length of the longest subarray was term is 0. And let's write the logic. I hope the screen is clearly visible. Hello, bro. From when you have started this channel, Beyond XD is asking. Bro, it's been only 10 days. Sorry, not 10 days. Like, it is 13th day. Yeah, I had started this channel on the 1st of this month. 1st September. Okay. चैनल एग्जिस्ट तो बहुत पहले से करता है मैंने कंटेंट बनाना स्टार्ट किया है 1st of September से ओके एंड आई हैव बीन कंसिस्टेंट ओके सो लेट्स राइट द लॉजिक some hits I need in C++ Pro this course. Beyond XT is saying great, so all these subs are organic. Yes, bro, I should say like around 20-30 people are from my like knowns and all other subscribers are all organic. So where were we? So how can we solve this problem? We have already solved it. Mm, let's say int max line is equals to 0 and then we will iterate using I int I is equals to 0. So Beyond XT is asking, good, why don't you use IntelliJ community version? It's free. Yes, I know it's free, but I'm more familiar with VS Code, so I'm using it. I've used IntelliJ IDEA as well. It's better, but I don't know why I'm using it. We will use that as well. And someone was asking, I want, I need this course in C++, bro. Bro, you can follow Striver's playlist for C++. He has taught it really well. Even sometimes for logic and logic building, I watch his videos, okay? And let me clear you guys, I'm not teaching here anything. I'm not an tutor or teacher. And I'm just learning, building in public, and this is it. Mm, mm, And what you do beyond XT, bro? Are you also in college or you are a YouTuber? Mm, Let's see. Um, Zero. And now for choose this was in the flow. And here the shape of course. Mm, We need to count the sum. So seven sum plus equals to grams of J. Okay. Here is asking, bro, give me some tips about logic building, like how to approach a problem. Bro, uh, you can start with easy problems, like first try to solve them using the basic concept that you learn while learning about the syntax and like try to solve some problems like see solution first for some easy problems and learn the pattern how like what type of logic they think. You have to practice first, like you can see solutions for some 10, 12 problems and try to solve them after like first you see solution, like learn the logic how someone has implemented the same solution and then try to solve it by yourself. And if you have some other solution in your mind, it might be like optimal or not, but try to solve it by yourself. Like think of some other solution, even if you have if even if you have seen the solution, still try to solve it by your own intuition. Like whatever comes in your mind that like you can solve it better way. And once you start solving problems by yourself, you will get a hang of it, right? Yeah. Uh, yes. Here is asking you are in which topic? What do you mean? Which topic? Like I am solving array problems. Like I am first of all I am following Strider SDE sheet. Okay. Hello, Mihir. We are solving survival SDE sheet, and our challenge is to solve 455 problems in 45 days. And currently, I am on this step number 3, solve array problems on solve problems on array, right? Okay. Yeah, I am on step number 3, and of step number 3, we are solving lecture number 3, hard problems, out of which I have solved many problems already in our recent streams. And this part is taking so much time, like it's already, you are in which year? Okay, I am in final year of my college. I know I'm a bit late, but that is why I have started this series to stay consistent. That I couldn't be in my initial year of college. And here, in which year you are? And beyond XT has left the chat already, I guess. So what should be done if the current sum equals to 0, then we should update the max line. And max line can be found using max line is equals to math.max of max line, comma, and if j starts from I and j reaches some length j, then the length of the subarray will be j minus I plus 1, right? J minus I plus 1. Okay, can't able to build logic with no big project. Okay, Nikhil, don't worry. As you can see, I am in final year of my college, and I have seen people like getting placed who have not even started in their final year as well, right? So you get a hang of it. One more thing, if you are starting right now, tomorrow we are like streaming our revision series. You can join us tomorrow in the afternoon. We will be revising all the concepts that I have already covered in last 10 days. So like few things I have already forgot that I have learned just 1 week before. So we will be revising tomorrow. How can they get placed then? Sometimes they get lucky, bro. Like I have literally seen companies asking very silly problems in interview. Some people are lucky. Although they were my seniors, like in today's scenario, it is very difficult. Everyone has become unlucky because companies are hiring very low number of candidates. What else can be done? Okay, max planning. mm, It is a brute force approach. Everyone is doing one stuff. It's okay if you are like, if you are already familiar with Munstack, you can go on, make good projects. Like it's also in demand. And but one thing I would say, like I have seen, mm, like in my college itself that the demand for C++ has decreased. Most of the companies are demanding Java full stack developers already. This company named Wipro. It organizes a certificate training for Java full stack. So it also it itself hires for Java full stack developers, and other companies as well are hiring for Java full stack developers very much. Mm, Is this code correct for the problem? Mm, Definitely, it's a brute force approach, and the time complexity will go on n square. Mm, But it's logically correct, I think. What about data analyst? Is there any on-campus opportunity for that role? I'm thinking for that role. Yes, there are many opportunities in the AI data science. Demand is very high, but people are not skilled in that, right? So most of the student gets disqualified in the uh, aptitude and coding round itself. Very few people reach to the interview, and then they test your skills on these data analysis and data science, artificial intelligence, everything. If you are going in that field, you should have a decent project in AI, right? Implementing like machine learning and things that are used. So if anyone can see any error, let me know in the chat box. Let's try to run. Okay, so the answer it is saying 5 is the answer. Mm, Mihir is asking what's your tech stack for that. Mihir, I was also trying to learn Munstack since last year, but I was procrastinating. I was not consistent. I coded one day and I skipped for a month. This was the case for me earlier, and recently, as I'm saying that I saw a rise in demand for Java full stack developer, and my college was organizing a training for Java full stack by Wipro, certified by Wipro. So I joined that training. So right now I'm learning Java full stack development only. And I have some projects on Mun stack as well, but like I will be learning Java full stack now. Okay. And we will also cover the development part as well, but after this series. I thought of starting development series as well in the morning, but my seniors and my mentors suggested that you should focus on DSA first. So I am doing it, and we will continue this series. And after this series, we will try to start learning development as well. So the answer is it is getting is 5 and the result should be 5 itself. Let's try and check this second test case. Okay. Mm, why it okay. Curly brace copy हो गया. Mm, let's try to run this. Okay. The answer should be 8 and it is 8. Let's check the third test case. Let's see. Okay, third test case is also passed, and the last test case. I think it will work. However, the time complexity is high than expected. 0. Okay, the fourth test case is also working. Mm, and the optimal approach follows like the optimal approach uses prefix sum, as much as I remember. Mm, but right now can you explain this approach? Okay, so mm, let me explain. Let's say this, let's say this is a subarray. Yes, I'm trying to explain my thought process for this. देखो, listen, we were asked to find out the length of the longest subarray with zero sum. प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट में क्या था कि हमें एक एरे गिवन है जिसमें सारे पॉजिटिव और नेगेटिव नंबर्स दोनों हैं, और हमें उसकी लेंथ फाइंड आउट, मतलब उसकी सब एरेज फाइंड करनी है जिसका सम जीरो हो, और सारी सब एरेज में जिस सब एरे की लेंथ सबसे ज्यादा होगी और उसका सम जीरो होगा, हमें वो लेंथ रिटर्न करनी है. सो सब एरे तुम्हें पता होगा कि एक एरे की सब एरे क्या होती है, लाइक सबसेट ऑफ द एलिमेंट्स, राइट? एंड what thought process I used, we used like two pointers, I and J, from the, you might, if you have like solved the printing subarrays of a array problem, you have used this approach for printing subarrays. Like for this array, what are the possible subarrays? Let's try to think. Like say this is a subarray. Like if we say 9 as a separate array, this is a subarray of the given array. And if we say 9 and minus 3, it is also a subarray. And if we say 9 minus 3 and 3, it is also a subarray. And similarly, so on, all the subarrays starting with 9, these are all subarrays. So what I did, I initialize a I pointer that is initially assigned to 0 for I is equals to 0. Okay, जब तक I is equals to 0 है, J पॉइंटर इटरेट करेगा. Well, मैंने कोड क्या लिखा था, तो I equals to 0 and I less than nums dot length. You can say I less than n and I plus plus. Let me tell you, I could think of this approach quickly because I had already solved the problems of printing subarrays of an array, all the subarray of an array, right? So let's say I had written this, and here we have the curly bracket, and then inside this loop we have for loop for j pointer for, and in which I had assigned j equals to I. That means whenever I is equals to j, then j will always start from the value of I. This was the first loop for the outer loop. It is just the first iteration of the outer loop. And then after this, like once this this subarray is achieved, then in the next time I will be here for all these subarrays. I was equals to 0. In the next iteration, I will be 1, and then all the subarrays starting from the first index will be considered. Like, mm, let me show you. Mm, See, when I was equals to 0, j will iterate from 0 to n. Okay. When I is equals to 0, j will be equals to, मतलब start from j equals to I and go on till j equals to, sorry, j less than n, right? So what will happen in the first iteration? I will be, okay. Neer is saying you can explain this with your code also. Okay. Here you can see. Let me fix it. Okay, so you don't like this drawing approach. I thought you will understand better. VS Code is visible. Neer is saying, no, I love it. So thanks a lot. But now I will explain with my code. So see here what I did. Like I created a variable named max length where I am storing like 0. So I created this variable to store the length that we will like find out. Like we will see multiple subarrays whose sum is equals to 0, and we will compare that if its length is greater than all the subarrays that we have already seen. Yes, Mihir is saying it's just I thought it is very time consuming for you. Yes, it is. But let me explain. And it is beneficial for me, like teaching you teaches me as well, right? And this is the really interesting thing that I've learned recently. When I used to study and code myself, I used to forget things. But since I started the series and many people comes and ask doubt and I start explaining them. And after explaining them, I myself feel like that I have learned it really well. So let me tell you my approach. Like for the I pointers, I started listening my own voice. Sorry. So when I is equals to 0, j will go on from I to nums dot length. Nums dot length is, okay, let me do one thing. In and is equals to nums dot length, and we will change it with and. So the outer loop I will go on from 0 to n, right? Less than n. And the inner loop will go on from I. Like for every time the value of I changes, the j will start from the ith index, right? Initially I is equals to 0. So the first time the inner loop will go on from I to all the numbers in the subarray, right? And it will compare all the subarrays. And inside the inner loop, what we have created an variables current sum. Like for every inner loop, we will check current sum. Like starting from the ith index to the jth index, what is the sum of the particular subarray? Like when I is equals to 0, j will go on from 0, 0 to 1, 0 to 1 and 2, 0 to 1, 2 and 3, 0 to 1, 2, 3 and 4, and so on, right? So it will count all the subarrays, and since there is a variable current sum in the outer loop, inside of the outer loop, it will change only when the value of I changes, right? So in the first iteration of the inner loop, it will count the sum for the first subarray, like when I is equals to 0 and j is equals to 0. When will this happen? When when I and j is equals to 0, the nums element will be 9, right? Let me use laser pointer. So in the first iteration, j will be equals to I and I is equals to 0. So the first element will be 9. And the variable in the next step, current sum plus equals to nums of j. Nums of j will be what? 9. You can see the zeroth index, the number on the zeroth index is 9. So the first element will be added in the current sum. Current sum was previously 0. So in this step, current sum will be added with 9. Okay. So current sum will become 9. And in the next step, we will compare if the current sum is equals to 0. That is what is asked in the problem, that we need to return the maximum length of the subarray whose sum is equals to 0. So in this case, the sum is 9 and it is not equals to 0. So we will skip it. And then in the next iteration, j will increase from 0 to 1 and sum will remain 9. Okay. In this iteration, it is just the inner loop running from j is equals to I to j less than 9. And in this loop, current sum will be 9 here, right? एंड जे की वैल्यू इंक्रीज हो जाएगी, जे की वैल्यू इंक्रीज होगी तो करंट सम भी इंक्रीज होगा. जे की वैल्यू इंक्रीज होगी 0 से 1 पे, सो द करंट सम विल बिकम 9 plus minus of 3. Then this time the current sum will become what? 6, right? 9 minus 3 is 6. And then j की वैल्यू अगेन इंक्रीज होगी, j की वैल्यू इंक्रीज होके लाइक 2 होगी. तो when j is equals to 2, the element in the nums is 3. So we will add 3 in current sum. Current sum क्या हो गया था अभी last iteration में 6. So in this iteration it will become 9 again, and it will keep going until j is less than n. So if we see current sum for the first iteration, first outer loop, so 9 minus 3 is 6, and 6 plus 3 is 6 plus 3 is 9 again, and 9 minus 1 is 8, and 8 plus 6 is 14, and 14 minus 5 is 9. So which is greater than 0? None of these subarrays was summing up to 0, right? So we will increase the value of I, like we will go forward to the next iteration of the outer loop, then I will become 1, and we will repeat the same process again. right? So when I is equals to 1, the j will again start from 1. Like this time, the first element will be minus 3 and j is also minus 3. The sum will become minus 3. And in the next iteration, 3 will be added and the sum will become 0. So this in this case, when I is equals to 1 and j is equals to 1 and 2, right? J is equals to 2, then the sum will become 0. And in this case, this statement will be executed and it will check max length is equals to method.max of max length and j minus I plus 1. I will explain why I've written this j minus I plus 1 in just a minute. But first understand why I have written max length. We have created a variable max length to store the final output that we need to return. So we are updating this only if the current sum is greater than the previously stored max sum. Okay, so you might have understood why we are using max length. And let me explain why j minus I plus 1 I have written. So suppose when I is equals to 1 and j is found at something like 6, right? So I will be equals to 1 and j is equals to say 2, 3, 4. Here I is equals to 1. ये क्यों हो रहा है? Okay, now it is fine. So here I is equals to 1 and j will be equals to what? 4. Here j will be 4. And if we need to find out the length of this subarray, like from minus 3 to plus 6. So if we need to find out the length of this subarray, what we will have to do? We will subtract the ith index from the jth index, right? It will become 4 minus 1. That will be 3, but this is not the case. It is storing 4 elements, right? So we will add 1 because the starting index is 0. So we will add 1. It is simply written j minus I plus 1. It will give the length of the subarray that we are working on, right? इतना समझ आया? और इसके बाद में like this statement stores the maximum of the two. Like in the current sum, we are storing the current sum, and j minus I plus 1 is the length of the current subarray that we are iterating over. And we are comparing the previously stored max length and the current sum length of the current sum subarray, and then we will return what max length. So in this way, like we are returning the maximum length of the subarray, which is equals to 0. And this is the brute force approach, like it comes to the mind initially, like very easily. But this is not the right approach. Its time complexity is n square, which is not good. There is another approach for the same problem, prefix sum approach. Would you like to see that approach as well? वैसे तो मुझे प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करने हैं सारे. So our largest subarray sum with 0 is completed. Four problems are remaining for today. Here is saying my logic building is very weak. I want to improve it. Bro, you can start solving this sheet from this point. Learn the basic and build up logic. Try to solve these patterns by yourself. You will feel very confident after solving these problems, like these patterns. Try to print these rectangle pattern, then triangle, then increasing number pattern. Try to solve these 20 problems by yourself without taking any help. You can skip last two problems. These are not for you. Like these are for you, but not in the beginning. But try to solve these 20 problems, like up to this 20, like try to print all these patterns. You will feel confident in logic building. And it is the very beginning part of DSA, right? You should be able to understand for loops quickly. Should I explain the prefix sum approach as well? Let's do it. Okay, it was the brute force approach. Let's solve it using prefix sum as well. Underscore 0 to underscore prefix from longest sub array called Java. But even I don't remember the logic for it. Yes, we am. And let's take the test cases. First, create new method public static int subarray. Now, okay, let's take input. Where is longest Subarray sum? Let's create an array. Int num is equals to have you studied about hash map already? Hey, Mihir, are you there? हैश मैप के बारे में पढ़ा है पहले? Anyone in the chat, have you guys have you guys already studied about hash map? Okay, all of a sudden, so much of audio. Okay, we have studied about hash map. So let's solve it using prefix sum. So for prefix sum, we will create a hash map. Hash map h is equal to integer integer h is equals to new hash map. Yes, Neil is saying hash map used for frequency problem. Yes, you're right. It is used for frequency problem, but we will be storing the prefix sum for every element. I will explain the logic behind it after I code it. Okay, so let's create a variable prefix sum equals to 0 and max length equals to 0 as well. So if I is equals to 0, I less than I, and I plus plus, we will do prefix sum plus equals to nouns of I, right? So what will happen in the else? Spelling mistake. S is capital. Prefix sum plus equals to nums of I, and let's create an integer as well. Int n is equals to nums dot length. Okay, so now it is fine. Then what we are doing, we are adding the ith element in the prefix sum. Okay, and then we will check if prefix sum is inside the hash loop. So if h dot contains key prefix sum, then what we will do, mm, previous index. I'll see something. Mm, pi is equals to h dot get prefix sum. If it contains the key, we will get the value of prefix sum. Okay, and later we will store the prefix sum if it is not included, and length will be equals to we are in the outer loop I minus pi. Pi is the previous index of the prefix sum. Okay, mm, and we will store max length is equals to match dot max of max length comma length. Mm, this was if map already contains prefix sum, and if it does not contains prefix sum already, then we will do mm, h dot put prefix sum comma I. Vamsa is saying I was waiting at 1 p.m. for live to revise it. I am really sorry Vamsa भाई. आज का दिन बहुत खराब था मेरे लिए. Like मैंने सारी तैयारी कर ली थी. I was ready to start the stream, but आज दिन भर से ना मेरे घर पे ना पावर कट हो रहा है हर 10-15 मिनट के बाद. फाइनली अभी कोई दिक्कत नहीं आ रही है, लेकिन दिन भर से ना मैं बहुत परेशान हुआ हूँ. और मेरा पूरा स्ट्रीम जो है ना मेरे वाईफाई से चलता है, और जैसे ही लाइट जाती है मेरा पूरा स्ट्रीम बंद हो जाता है. और कल रात को भी मेरे को प्रॉब्लम फेस करनी पड़ी थी. रात को लाइक एक दो प्रॉब्लम रह गए थे, मैं सोच रहा था कि वो पूरा करके जाऊं, और तभी लाइट चली गई ऑल ऑफ अ सडन. बट 10-15 मिनट के अंदर अंदर वो आ गई थी, तो मैंने कंटिन्यू कर दिया था स्ट्रीम को. नहीं तो वो स्ट्रीम कंटिन्यू नहीं हो पाता है वहीं से. मुझे एक नया स्ट्रीम स्टार्ट करना पड़ जाएगा. वंशा इज सेइंग सेम प्रॉब्लम है कांग्रेस. आई कांट डू एनीथिंग. मैंने बहुत अच्छे से पूरी तैयारी सुबह से कर ली थी. मैं सुबह जल्दी उठ गया था. पूरी सुबह से मैं बस यही सोच रहा था कि आज रिवीजन सीरीज स्टार्ट करनी है और पुराना पूरा रिवाइज करना है. लेकिन अनफॉर्चुनेटली आई वॉज फ्रस्ट्रेटेड, एंड वी हैव शेड्यूल्ड इट फॉर टुमारो. ओके, सो होपफुली टुमारो ये प्रॉब्लम नहीं होना चाहिए. ओके, Vamsa is back. Have you solved this problem previously, Vamsa? Here is asking time. So I have scheduled it already in the channel. You can check it out there, and it is around like 2 p.m. 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Okay. We will start from 2 p.m. and we will be streaming around like uh, 5, 6 p.m. Okay. Depending upon the vibe, if we could like revise all the concepts. And we will continue this series on every Saturday, Sunday. Okay. You can join us every Saturday, Sunday for revising all the concepts. We will be solving all the problems from the beginning in the Strider SD sheet. Okay, but important point is we will only revising the Strider SD sheet for these 45 days. So what I was solving prefix sum wala problem. Mm, Prefix sum I minus previous index maximum. Okay. Prefix sum comma I. Okay. And okay. Okay. So I think it is correct implementation. Let's run it. Is it working? एरर आ गया कुछ चलो चेक कर अच्छा रिटर्न नहीं कराया सॉरी so we will do length of maximum length of Subarray return करना है so we will see out और ये क्या हुआ see out तो see out तो नहीं हो रहा तो क्या हो रहा है Okay, let's say sub array num let's see out ये पैकेज क्यों आ रहा है पैकेज क्यों आ रहा है अरे सी आउट भाई सी प्लस प्लस में होता है सी आउट ऐसे सिस्टम डॉट आउट प्रिंट okay sub array of nums we will okay my mind is not minding let's run okay fine okay is it a good approach to use ChatGPT for problem solving yes definitely bro you should use ChatGPT all the time like initially when I was learning trying to build like logic building I was using ChatGPT but you have to tell ChatGPT that don't provide me the whole solution Vamsavardhan is saying here it is wrong. Like it depends on Vamsavardhan. Yes, Vamsa is also correct. Like just use it when you can't solve by yourself, but you can use it wisely as well. Like sometimes, let's see if we are solving this problem. Like let me show you example. Like I voice is low. Okay. Mm, hello. Now is it audible? Am I audible now? Vamsa, is my voice clear now? Or should I increase the volume more? Hey, Vamsa. I had reduced it because like it was not clear. Vamsa, Vamsa. Vamsa, am I pronunciating your name correctly? Okay, increase little more. Bro, but it distorts after a point. Is it okay now? You should increase the volume of your phone, bro, because after the live get uploaded, let me show you example how you can use ChatGPT wisely. Like I am tell tell ChatGPT, let's say we are solving um, prefix sum, sorry, longest subarray with sum equals to 0. So tell ChatGPT that I was I am solving longest subarray sum equals 0 problem. Provide me the description of the problem without providing the solution, and I will try to solve it myself and provide you the code without giving the correct solution. Give feedback for my solution, for my code. I hope I'm audible now, right? So see, this way you can ask ChatGPT about random problem, like wherever you get stuck, you ask about the problem from the ChatGPT. It will like give the description of the whole problem. Like here it says problem longest subarray with sum equals to 0, and it has given the description of our problem and provided some examples, also given the constraints. Now we have to think of the solution. And let's say if I copy paste the solution that we had created previously, let's copy paste this solution and let's say what feedback it will give. Now see, it is saying nice work, your code is absolutely correct logically. It will give the right answer for small inputs. See, It is saying your answer is right for small inputs. So let me give you feedback, not the optimal solution. It is not providing the optimal solution, but it is telling you that your solution is not optimal. You need to optimize it, right? So पहले तो ये स्ट्रेंथ्स बता रहा है कि जो भी लॉजिक तुम सोच पाए तुम्हारे खुद से वो सही है, किस पॉइंट तक सही है और क्या स्ट्रेंथ्स है उसकी, कि अप्रोच करेक्ट है, यू आर यूजिंग नेस्टेड लूप टू चेक ऑल सब अरे वर्क्स फाइन फॉर करेक्टनेस, करेक्ट सॉल्यूशन के लिए सही है, क्लियर कोड है, एज केस भी सेफ है। लेकिन फीडबैक क्या है कि हमारे कोड का जो टाइम कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी है वो एन स्क्वायर है, जो कि बहुत ज्यादा है एक्सपेक्टेड अप्रोच से। ओके, और स्केलेबिलिटी, इफ द लाइक the size of the array increases, it will become, try thinking about whether you really need to complete sums from scratch for every subarray or if there is a way to reuse information. See here it is giving hint about prefix sum, कि तुम लाइक बार बार सम को रिकैलकुलेट कर रहे हो, इज इज इट रियली रिक्वायर्ड टू कैलकुलेट द सम अगेन एंड अगेन। एंड उसने टेस्टिंग के लिए दिया, ट्राई रनिंग मोर टेस्ट केसेस इंक्लूडिंग एरर विथ नो जीरो सब एरे और व्हेन द होल सम to zero, example 1 minus 1 should give 2. Okay, see, let's take this test case, and definitely our program is going to fail in this test case. Something I was missing, ChatGPT has corrected me. Are you there, Vamsa and Muhir? Okay, it is printing the right solution. Okay, 5, 6, 7. I thought it will fail. It's giving 0. So the code is correct, but only the time complexity can be optimized. Can we move to the next problem? Today I'm speaking too much, right? More than yesterday. Mihir is asking, explain the prefix approach. Okay, Mihir, wait a minute. Hmm, okay, damn. Hold on, you go. 2x की स्पीड से समझा दो। ओके ब्रो। प्रीफिक्स सम में क्या होता है? लाइक वी कैलकुलेट द प्रीफिक्स सम बिफोर हैंड। Here we have created a variable named prefix sum. You can see it. Okay. In the prefix sum, what we are doing while iterating I from 0 to n, we are adding the element in the prefix sum. Okay. So what it is becoming, for the first element, prefix sum will be 9. For the second element, prefix sum will be 9 plus minus of 3. It will become 6. For the next element, it will become prefix sum is now what? 6. In the next point, we will add 6 plus 3. It will become 9 again. So what we can see here, we see that the prefix sum was already stored in the hash map. We are stored like from the beginning. Yes, adding of elements from starting to end is called as prefix sum. Yeah, we are calculating the sum to particular index beforehand and then we are accessing it. As in this array, we are like calculating the prefix sum of this element. It will be 9 and we will store it in the hash map if it is not existed already. And then we will add the next element into the prefix sum. Then it will become what? 6, and we will store it in the hash map if it is not present in it already. And then we will move to the next element and we will add it to the prefix sum. Last prefix sum, that was 6. We will add this to 6, that will become 9. And we will check if it existed already in the hash map. And yes, it is already existed in the hash map. And what's the logic behind checking the prefix sum that it has already existed? It means that it has decreased and increased again. Like we have already encountered 9 and it was decreased due to some negative number, and after a point of time it become 9 again, right? That means the we have encountered a subarray whose sum is equals to 0. In this case, the subarray which equals 0 is this minus 3 and 3. That is why we are calculating, like we are checking the prefix sum again and again if it is existing in the hash map or not, right? And so we will calculate the length for this subarray. Are you there? Are you listening? Are you understanding? Am I explaining correctly? समझ आ रहा है ना मिहिर और वंशा? अभी तक जितना मैंने बताया, अभी हमने क्या एनकाउंटर किया कि प्रीफिक्स सम ऑलरेडी एग्जिस्ट करता है हैश मैप में, राइट? तो अगर ये एग्जिस्ट करता है तो मतलब हमें एक सब एरे मिल गई है जिसका सम इक्वल्स टू जीरो है। इस केस में -3 और 3 वाली सब एरे जो है इसका सम जीरो है, राइट? हाँ, तो अभी हमें क्या कैलकुलेट करनी है, हमें इसकी लेंथ लेंथ कैलकुलेट करनी पड़ेगी। सो लेंथ कैसे कैलकुलेट करेंगे? अभी आई पॉइंटर कहाँ पे है? 9 पे ही है। अभी स्टार्टिंग से ही इनिशियलाइज कर रहे हैं, हम इटरेट कर रहे हैं, तो आई पॉइंटर तो 9 पर ही है, राइट? तो हमें क्या कैलकुलेट करना है? ये वाली सब एरे की लेंथ कैलकुलेट करनी है। जे पॉइंटर कहाँ पर है? इस पर है, लाइक 2 पर। तो हमें इसकी लेंथ कैसे फाइंड आउट करेंगे कि जिस पॉइंट पे जिस पॉइंट पे हमें जो प्रीफिक्स हम पहले दिखा, guys are audible, okay, the connection successful, am I audible? Hey guys, hey Vamsa, am I audible? Okay, 3 likes only. People are so People are watching our stream and not liking our stream. Why? Hey guys, we are back again. So many people were watching and still 3 likes only. Only we three are studying. Okay. And same with me, here. मेरे साथ भी ऐसा ही है, मैं भी भूल जाता हूँ, इसीलिए मैंने रिवीजन सीरीज स्टार्ट की है जहाँ पे हम फ्रॉम स्क्रैच स्टार्ट करेंगे। और यू नो व्हाई वी फॉरगेट? बिकॉज वी डोंट गिव टाइम टू थिंक फॉर द सॉल्यूशन। लाइक if you are trying to solve a problem, you should give at least 2 to 3 hours to think yourself, right? Don't jump to the solution. Yes, initially it is frustrating. Like I'd seen a LinkedIn post today. Let me show you. Someone has posted something really good. Mm, can we see what we like? Forgot it. Let's not waste time. Mm, It's completely fine if you forget how you solved the previous solution. Okay, it is not visible to you. So we are back. Should we start again? Uh, are you guys understood the prefix sum problem? कहाँ थे हम? Like we were calculating the length of the subarray whose sum is equals to 0. ओके लेट्स फोकस। यहाँ तक तो समझ आ गया था ना कि लाइक प्रीफिक्स सम क्यों हम प्रीफिक्स सम ले रहे हैं। लाइक फॉर एवरी एलिमेंट वी आर कैलकुलेटिंग द प्रीफिक्स सम and then we are checking if it has already seen. No, we are not at if condition. We were calculating the length. We had already discussed this. Let me explain again. What is prefix sum? Prefix sum for this array is the sum to that particular index for if we have another array, let's say, this is the given array and we have created another array called prefix sum जहाँ पे हम सिर्फ इसके हर इंडेक्स पे ना उस पर्टिकुलर इंडेक्स तक का सम स्टोर करेंगे। मतलब जैसे कि if this is the index I, so prefix sum of I will be sum of the all the elements that are before I, right? मतलब जितने भी एलिमेंट्स इसके लेफ्ट साइड पे हैं प्रीफिक्स में हैं उनके सम को हम क्या बोलेंगे प्रीफिक्स सम फॉर दिस पर्टिकुलर इंडेक्स। सो इस इंडेक्स के लिए इसका प्रीफिक्स सम क्या हो जाएगा? इस पर्टिकुलर पॉइंट पे इसका प्रीफिक्स सम हो जाएगा 9 - 3। व्हाट इज 9 - 3? दैट विल बी इक्वल्स टू 6। Okay, so we will store 6 in the hash map. Imagine this is the hash map. We are storing these prefix sum in the zeroth like indexes. Like this is the zero key. This is first key, like index number one. It is index number two. It is index number three. It is index number four. It is index number five. Okay, this is hash map. And below we have written all the indexes in the hash map, and at the index 0 we have stored prefix sum equals to 9, and in the first index, oh, Shukla ji, welcome to our live stream. How are you, brother? Hmm. Sorry guys, like, okay, क्या बात है ब्रदर? बढ़िया है सब, शुक्ला जी. And how are you? How is your corporate life going on? We have started our journey हमारे स्ट्राइवर जी. I am nothing in front of Striver. We had started our journey together. On the 1st of September, you went to Pune and I went to YouTube. Okay, thanks a lot, Shukla ji. Okay, let me focus. Okay, Vamsa and Mihi, are you there? So, okay. So, Okay. So at the zeroth index, we have stored prefix sum equals to 9, and at the first index, we have stored the previous prefix sum plus the current element. Current element is minus 3. Minus 3 plus 9 is 6. So we have stored 6 in the first index, right? And on the next index, we will add the previous sub prefix sum to the current element. Current element is 3, and we will add it to previous prefix sum, right? इन दोनों को ऐड करेंगे तो यहाँ पे क्या आ जाएगा, यहाँ पे आएगा 9. And what we also see, KM farmer is saying Ram Ram Ji. Ram Ram KM farmer Ji. Okay, so here what we can see that 9 has already appeared in the prefix sum hash map, right? So it means that we have encountered a sub-array whose sum is equals to 0. In this case, the sub-array is minus 3 and plus 3. In this case, this is the sub-array whose sum is 0. So we will calculate the length of this sub-array, and similarly, we will go on for all the elements, right? सो यहाँ तक का समझ में आ गया होगा कि कैसे हमें पता चला कि हमने सबअरे एनकाउंटर किया जिसका सम 0 था. अब इसका लेंथ कैलकुलेट करने के लिए, मतलब जो प्रीवियस इंडेक्स है, प्रीफिक्स सम, जैसे कि देखो यहाँ पे जो इफ वाला स्टेटमेंट है ना, इफ वाले स्टेटमेंट में हमने क्या किया है कि इफ एच डॉट कंटेन्स की, मतलब अगर हैश मैप में पहले से प्रीफिक्स सम एग्जिस्ट करता है तो हम ये वाली स्टेटमेंट को एग्जीक्यूट करेंगे. और ये वाली स्टेटमेंट में क्या लिखा हुआ है, इंट पी आई इज इक्वल्स टू एच डॉट गेट प्रीफिक्स सम. मतलब कि प्रीफिक्स सम जहां पे भी था उस पर्टिकुलर पॉइंट पे इंडेक्स जो भी था ना, उसको हम स्टोर कर देंगे पी आई में. लाइक प्रीवियस इंडेक्स बोलो इसो या कुछ भी बोलो. तो हमने एक पी आई नाम का वेरिएबल बनाया जिसमें हम प्रीफिक्स सम का प्रीवियस इंडेक्स स्टोर करेंगे, मतलब पहले वाला. ये नया वाला प्रीफिक्स सम का इंडेक्स है, दैट इज 2. और प्रीवियस वाला जो इंडेक्स है प्रीफिक्स सम का, वो है 0. तो वो कहाँ स्टोर हो जाएगा, पी आई में. और लेंथ फाइंड आउट करने के लिए हम क्या करेंगे, लेंथ क्या होगी हमारी, लेंथ होगी जैसे कि ये करंट करंट वाला प्रीफिक्स सम ये है, और प्रीवियस वाला क्या होगा, पी आई इक्वल्स टू 0. पी आई इक्वल्स टू 0 कहाँ पे था, इस पॉइंट पे, दैट इज 0. और करंट वाला किधर पे, दैट इज 2. एंड टू फाइंड आउट द लेंथ ऑफ दिस सब एरे, कौन सा वाला, ये वाला सब एरे, वी विल व्हाट वी विल डू, वी विल subtract the previous index from the current element. ये जो करंट इंडेक्स है ना, जो प्रीफिक्स सम का, वो क्या है, आई है हमारा. एक ही लूप चल रहा है इस वाले प्रॉब्लम और इस वाले सॉल्यूशन में. आई इज इक्वल्स टू 0 to n. तो यहाँ पे आई इज इक्वल्स टू क्या था, 0. यहाँ पे आई इज इक्वल्स टू 1 था, यहाँ पे आई इज इक्वल्स टू 2 था. तो यहाँ पे हमें इस वाली सब एरे की लेंथ कैसे मिलेगी, आई माइनस पी आई करके. जैसे आई आई इज इक्वल्स टू 2, यहाँ पे 2 है, और यहाँ पे पी आई इज इक्वल्स टू 0 है. 2 माइनस 0 करेंगे तो हमें क्या मिल जाएगी, लेंथ मिल जाएगी सब एरे की, जो कि इक्वल्स टू 2 होगी, जिसमें जो कि सही है इसमें. और सिमिलर वे में हम बाकी बाकी सारे सब एरेज को कैलकुलेट करने की कोशिश करेंगे तो हमारा आंसर सही आएगा. लाइक यहाँ पे तो प्रीवियस इंडेक्स 0 ही था. इसके अलावा और कोई सब एरे देखते हैं, जैसे कि इसको इसको कंप्लीट करते हैं, प्रीफिक्स सम वाला जो हैश मैप है ना, इसको कंप्लीट करते हैं. लेट्स से, okay, we had calculated prefix sum till 9. Now for the next element, what we will do, we will add it to the prefix sum. The next element to the prefix sum, we will add this to the prefix sum, and then the prefix sum will be updated. What it will become? It will become 8. Okay, and then we will Again, update the next prefix sum. Next prefix sum will be equals to sum of the previous prefix sum and the next element. And it will become what? 6 plus 8 will become 14. Okay. 6 plus 8 will become 14. And then again we will update the prefix sum. Add minus 5 to the 4. And then this time prefix sum will become what? Yes. It will become 9. And once again what we have encountered? We have encountered a prefix sum that has already. Oh, Shukla ji is also solving. It has already encountered, and once again we will calculate the subarray. This time the subarray is from -1 to -5, and this time using the similar process that we have used already, the length will be found to be 3. Here the previous pi will be equals to 2. कहाँ गया? Shit, आ गया. What I was saying that pi, what is pi की वैल्यू इस केस में क्या है? ये वाला pi. In this case, highlighter, laser pointer. In this case, pi is equals to 2 and the current previous sum का index क्या है? 5. And to calculate the length here, if you can see, we have created a variable named length equals to I minus pi. In this case, I is equals to 5. So the length will become what? Length will become, let's say, length is L. इतना दूर कैसे चला गया? L is equals to will become I minus pi. और वो क्या हो जाएगा? 5 minus 2. That will be 3. And we will store it in the maxlen variable in this statement. Yeah, this. इस वाले स्टेटमेंट में हमने मैक्सलेन में स्टोर किया जो भी लेंथ हम काउंटर करेंगे उसको कंपेयर करेंगे प्रीवियस मैक्सलेन से. अगर ये प्रीवियस वाले से ज्यादा है तो ये स्टोर हो जाएगा करंट वाला लेंथ, और अगर छोटा होगा तो वो वही का वही सेम टू सेम रहेगा, और फाइनली हम क्या रिटर्न कर देंगे? मैक्सलेन. दिस वे वी विल बी implementing prefix sum for solving longest subarray with zero sum. Hope you understood. Are you there, Mihir and Vamsa? शुक्ला जी अच्छा पढ़ा रहा हूँ ना? So this was the optimal solution for that particular problem. Okay, till now I didn't solve any protection problem. Okay, I hope if it was the first time you were trying to understand, you might have got some idea about protection. Like I have also not solved many problems in prefix sum, but few problems I have solved already. And the remaining four problems are the problems that I couldn't solve in the first attempt. So let's try. Which problem should we solve now? One is count number of subarrays with given XOR k. ये solve करते हैं first वाला. But did I made it clear? Like कुछ समझ आया मैंने जो भी explain किया उससे कुछ फायदा हुआ या नहीं? Count the number of subarrays. Let's do this problem. Okay. So the problem states given an array of integer a and an integer b. Okay. Thank you. At least किसी को मेरी बातें समझ आती हैं. Okay, given an array of integers a and an integer b, find the total number of subarrays having bitwise XOR of all elements equal to k. Okay, there are three possible solutions. We have to come up with one, and I don't know the solution of this problem. I have never encountered this problem earlier, but let's think of the solution together. Okay, given an array of integer a and an integer b, find the total numbers of subarrays having bitwise XOR of all. It is same. Like we can implement the brute force approach. Like, can you see the pattern? तुम लोगों को प्रॉब्लम समझ आया क्या? Here is asking if I want to start with Striver A2Z sheet, should I first watch Striver video for each and every problem to grasp the concept or just go to solve the problem? I I should say uh, जो बेसिक्स ऑफ एनी प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज है ना उसको पहले कवर अप कर लेना थ्रू द वीडियोस लाइक वंस यू अंडरस्टैंड द सिंटैक्स प्रॉपरली. वेट अ मिनट वंसा आई विल एक्सप्लेन द प्रॉब्लम. Let me make it clear. Mihir, you can watch the initial videos with in which he has explained the basics of any program. Oh, basics of C++. You were solving C++, right? So first watch the basics of C++ through Striber itself, and then start to solve other problems like pattern printing and the other array-based problems. Start solving those problems by yourself first. If you can't figure out the solution in 1 hour, 2 hour, then you can jump to the solution. Also, don't go to the video first. Go to this particular page of that particular problem and try to think of the solution by yourself. Even if you like, even after hours of trying, if you can't find the solution, then see the solution here in the solution section of its page. और अगर तुम्हें ये आर्टिकल से भी समझ ना आए सॉल्यूशन देन यू कैन वॉच द वीडियो. लाइक एवरी टाइम यू सॉल्व इट फर्स्ट योरसेल्फ. अगर थोड़ा बहुत भी सही होता है, कुछ टेस्ट केसेस नहीं बनते हैं, उसके बाद में तुम वीडियो देख सकते हो. बट डोंट मेड डोंट मेड अ हैबिट ऑफ सीइंग द सॉल्यूशन बिफोर सॉल्विंग और ट्राइंग टू सॉल्व योरसेल्फ. ओके. ओके वंशा, लेट मी एक्सप्लेन. प्रॉब्लम क्या कह रहा है? गिवन एन एरे ऑफ इंटीजर्स. हमें एक एरे गिवन है इंटीजर्स का और एक इंटीजर गिवन है बी. ठीक है, हमें क्या करना है? हमें टोटल नंबर ऑफ सब एरे काउंट करना है जिनका एक्स और मतलब जिसमें जो सब एरे के सारे एलिमेंट्स है ना उसका एक्स और करने पे हमें क्या मिले? के मिले. तो Bro, I think you should solve this question in GFG also. The questions are put in the platform of that one. Tricked? What do you mean tricked? Okay. What is the problem name? Count the number of Subarrays with given. Exactly. Okay, first let me explain problem. ओके, हाँ यहाँ पे थोड़ा अच्छे से समझा सकता हूँ प्रॉब्लम। प्रॉब्लम में हमें क्या गिवन है, हमें सब एरेज फाइंड आउट करनी है जिनमें जिनके जिस सब एरे के सारे एलिमेंट्स का हम एक्सओर करें, बिटवाइज ऑपरेटर लगाएं सारे एलिमेंट्स में एक्सओर, तो हमें क्या मिलेगा, के मिलना चाहिए। और एक्सओर का साइन क्या होता है? That's all right. Hmm, so do we पावर वाला साइन ही होता है ना? Hmm, let's make क्या बोलते हैं उस ऑपरेटर को, एक्सओर ऑपरेटर। लेट्स मेक एन एफ फाइल। अरे कहाँ गया ये? अंडरस्कोर 03 अंडरस्कोर क्या था? काउंट सब ओके, दैट्स ऑल डॉट जावा। गुड। ओके ओके। कैप, कैप बोलते हैं इसको। ये वाला साइन होता है ना, कहाँ पे मिलेगा वैसे कीबोर्ड पे? सिक्स, ये वाला साइन होता है ना एक्सओर का। हाँ, वमसा। ओके, PSVM, let's say in nums is equals to, अरे सिंटैक्स एरर, देखो मैं कितनी सारी गलतियां कर देता हूँ, लाइक व्हाइल सॉल्विंग द सेम प्रॉब्लम। ओके, एंड int k is equals to 6, राइट? एंड ये सिमिलर है यहाँ पे, लाइक मतलब हमें प्लस ऑपरेटर की जगह ये वाला एक्सओर ऑपरेटर लगा देना और पूरा प्रॉब्लम सेम है, सब एरे सम इक्वल्स टू जीरो के जैसा। और हमें बस सब एरेज के बाद में ये वाला ऑपरेटर लगाने के बाद में हमें बस कंपेयर करना है कि जो एक्सओर करने के बाद में जो वैल्यू है वो इक्वल्स टू के है और नहीं। आई गॉट इट ब्रो, आई हैव फाइंड द एरे, आई शुड डू एक्सओर टू द सब एरे विच इज इक्वल टू के। ओके फाइन, आई गॉट इट। ओके, दिस इज व्हाट आई meant. It is like it is of the same pattern that we had solved previously, right? Instead of summing up all the elements, we are doing the XOR. Mm, like we had done in this. We had created max len, current sum में हम ये एलिमेंट ऐड कर रहे थे, इसकी जगह हम क्या कर देंगे, देखो इसी को ट्वीक करके देखते हैं। We had to return क्या, given an count the number of subarrays. ओके, तो मैक्स लेन की जगह हम क्या कर देते हैं, काउंट कर देते हैं उसको। सिर्फ कॉपी कर लेते हैं इसको, लेट्स सेव टाइम। देखो हमने ये सबेरे सम इक्वल्स टू जीरो वाला कोड कॉपी किया और हमारे काउंट सबेरे वाले प्रॉब्लम में पेस्ट करते हैं। देखो, यहाँ पे पूरा कॉपी नहीं करना, हमें बस इतना कोड कॉपी करना। कॉपीज, डिलीट और रिमूव पार्ट, डिलीटेड। ओके, ये हमारा ड्राइवर फंक्शन था। उसके बाद में मेथड बनाते हैं पब्लिक स्टैटिक और क्या रिटर्न करना है हमको? काउंट। काउंट में क्या होगा? इंट, क्या नाम दे इसको? एक्सॉर। सब एक्सॉर। ओके। इंट एरे नम कॉमा के, इंट के, and we will cop we will paste the same code that we had used for the subarray sum. Now what we will have to change, instead of max line we will count, we will check the count. Count is equals to 0 and current sum की जगह current XOR कर देंगे. We were calculating sum in the last problem. In this problem we are calculating XOR. So let's call it current XOR. Okay. Then we will calculate current XOR again and again. Current XOR, एंड यहाँ पे प्लस ऑपरेटर की जगह पे हमारा ये XOR ऑपरेटर आ जाएगा. ओके. एंड देन वी विल कंपेयर करंट XOR इक्वल्स टू के इज. व्हाट डू यू मीन वंसा? लोन done problem also? Okay, you have solved the problem already. You are very quick. Current XOR is equals to, okay, इसमें हमें बस काउंट इंक्रीज करना है, यहाँ पे इतना कुछ करना ही नहीं है. काउंट प्लस प्लस एंड वी विल रिटर्न काउंट. मेरा भी प्रॉब्लम डन हो गया. अब रन करके देखते हैं हमारा. ठीक है, टेस्ट केस हमने दे दिया है. एंड व्हाट वी विल डू, वी विल, ओके, प्रिंट. ओके, नाउ ओनली आई सॉल्व. ओके, गुड जॉब वंसा. व्हाट वी विल डू, एस आउट ऑफ सब एरे एक्सओर ऑफ nums is nums, k is k. That is done. Let's run the problem and I hope it should work fine. It is working fine. Our answer is correct. It is giving 4. Bro, I think we need a more optimal one. ओके, हाँ ये तो ब्रूट फोर्स अप्रोच था. ऑप्टिमल सॉल्यूशन क्या होगा ये मुझे भी नहीं पता है. लेट्स फिगर आउट. कैन वी टेक एनी हिंट? एक्सपेक्टेड कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी ऑफ एन होगी हमारी, ऑफ एन स्क्वायर जा रही है. ओ ऑफ एन कैसे जाएगी? हैशमैप का यूज करके. लेंथ इज 10 to the power 5. ओके, कॉन्स्टेंट्स बड़े हैं. इट इज नॉट ऑप्टिमल. हैशमैप का यूज करना पड़ेगा क्या? हैशमैप और प्रीफिक्स सम. प्रीफिक्स सम से कैसे होगा? लेट मी थिंक. अगर एम्प्टी हैशमैप बनाएंगे, अच्छा प्रीफिक्स एक्सओर स्टोर करते जाएंगे. मेरी मैथ्स कमजोर हो गई है थोड़ी. स्कूल टाइम में आई लव्ड मैथ्स. क्योंकि प्रीफिक्स सम की जगह प्रीफिक्स ऑफ एक्सओर स्टोर करेंगे हम सारे एलिमेंट्स का. बट उसका यूज कैसे करेंगे? सपोज वी आर इटरेटिंग द फर्स्ट एलिमेंट, एक्सओर स्टोर कर दिया हमने, count equals to 1. Okay, given k is also And we can then iterate to the next element and calculate the XOR of the two subarray. Prefix will be 6. Then, okay, then okay, K is fix. कहाँ गया ये वाला काउंट द देखो ब्रूट फोर्स तो हमने अप्लाई कर ही लिया है जनरेट सब एरेज फर्स्ट वी विल ये वाला प्रॉब्लम हमने सॉल्व किया अभी int xor is equals to 0 xor equals to xor of this and this जब k के इक्वल हो तो we will increase the counter and return the counter complexity is going n cube how ये इनने तो और ज्यादा इसने 3 बार इसमें 3 लूप्स का यूज क्यों किया भाई इसके इसके ब्रूट फोर्स से अच्छा है अपना अपना एन स्क्वायर जाएगा इन्होंने 3 बार लूप का यूज किया है बट हमने 2 बार किया ओके बट ऑप्टिमल सॉल्यूशन मुझे नहीं आ रहा तो हम इसका सॉल्यूशन देख लेते हैं पहले बेटर अप्रोच देखते हैं बेटर अप्रोच में क्या यूज कर रहे हैं जनरेट सबअरेज कैलकुलेट एक्सओर ऑफ सबअरे इनसाइड अच्छा हमने जो सॉल्यूशन लिखा है वो बेटर अप्रोच वाला है ओके we instantly solved using better approach okay fine एंड ऑप्टिमल सॉल्यूशन क्या है यूजिंग हैशिंग हैशिंग में क्या किया है प्रीफिक्स prefix XOR till I index is equals to XOR subarray with XOR k that we are searching and index I. Let's say the XOR of the first part is X, the XOR of the second part is k prefix XOR till I is XOR. Okay, it is similar to the with k in both sides. XOR of k is equals to XOR. X is equals to XR XOR of k. Hence the XOR of the first part must be XR XOR of k. And what is XR? XR का क्या है यहाँ पे प्रीफिक्स XOR टिल इंडेक्स आई तो जैसे प्रीफिक्स सम था टिल इंडेक्स आई वैसे ही XR है XOR टिल इंडेक्स आई ओके so let's comment this of brute force approach like better approach and let's try to implement optimal solution ऑप्टिमल सॉल्यूशन के लिए देखो कोड नहीं देखते हैं सीधा हम बस अप्रोच देखा अब इम्प्लीमेंट करने का कोशिश करते हैं खुद से तो पहले हम क्या करेंगे हैश मैप क्रिएट करेंगे अच्छा रुको पहले पूरा इंट्यूशन समझते हैं assume the prefix XOR of a subarray ending at index I is XR. In that subarray, we will search for another subarray ending at index I whose XOR is equals to K. Okay. Here we need to observe that if there exists another subarray ending at index I with XOR k, then the prefix XOR of the rest of the subarray will be XR XOR of k. The hidden kernel is saying, sir, क्या आपको पाइथन आता है? Yes, sir, मुझे पाइथन आता है लेकिन थोड़ा थोड़ा. Beyond XT is saying, are you preparing for job or already have one? Bro, I am preparing for job and placements. I am unemployed right now, unfortunately. But you people are not liking her stream. Her stream has only 6 likes and 435 views. Are you kidding me? Guys, 435 views are already completed on this stream, but people are not liking it. I didn't like it. Okay, let's get back to the problem. What I was saying, let's create a hash map and we will store the prefix XOR in the hash map. So hash map integer comma integer actually goes to the hash map. And we can iterate from 0 to n. First, we will declare a map to store the prefix XOR and their counts. Then we will set the value of 0 as 1 on the map. Okay. And then we will run a loop say I from index 0 to n minus 1 and equals to size of the array. For each index I, we will do the following. We will XOR the current element, that is array of I, to the existing prefix XOR. Then we will calculate the prefix XOR, that is XOR of XR and K, for which we need the operands. We will add the operands of the prefix XOR to our answer and we will store the current prefix XOR. Operands by one. मुझे अभी भी समझ नहीं आ रहा है ये ठीक से. हम्म, इसका सॉल्यूशन इंक्लूड किया था ड्राइवर ने. कौन सा बड़े एक्सोर? लेट्स सी द ओरिजिनल सॉल्यूशन. सर थैंक यू, आपने आंसर दिया मेरे
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope you
क्वेश्चन.
guys are doing
हाँ है.
extremely well. So this is
सॉरी इसका वॉल्यूम बहुत ज़्यादा. हिडन कर्नल इज सेइंग, सर थैंक यू, आपने आंसर दिया मेरे क्वेश्चन का. मैं मुझे प्रॉब्लम आ रहा है सर, मैं कोड को समझता भी हूँ कोड को सर. साइबर सिक्योरिटी एथिकल हैकिंग के लिए पाइथन सीख रहा सर, प्लीज वीडियो. Bro, I'm not that good in Python. और पाइथन सीखने के लिए ऑलरेडी बहुत सारे रिसोर्सेज अवेलेबल हैं ऑन यूट्यूब फॉर फ्री. यू कैन कंसिडर देम. Bro, I'm not that good in Python. I can like find out the good resources for you. Like, okay, we will make a video compiling all the resources freely available and that are really providing value for you. Okay. But right now we are studying Java and let's
them
see
in the
the
next chapter. The
solution.
stribers A2Z DS. J is moving. The next subarray is including one more element. Is including one more element. So can I say if I can keep a XOR variable, next time 2 gets added, next time another 2 gets added, next time 4s or 2s or 2s or 6 will get added, next
Yes.
time probably we can keep the XOR value and J will be so it will be basically 0 and you'll be left off with array and you're given the value of k as 6. Can you tell me how many subarrays are there who will give you the XOR as 6? So I can say there are exactly 4. Why? This one, if you take 4 and 2 and you do a XOR of 4 and 2, the value that you'll get is 6. If you do not know about the XOR operator, you can Google about it. You will get to know what does XOR operator does. Again, if you take this particular one, it's a single element. So any single element, you you do not need to do XOR with anything else. So the XOR will be 6. For this, 2 XOR 2, XOR 6. And as you know, XOR of
Student
similar elements
Kernel,
means
I'm not a
0.
teacher. I'm
So
also a
XOR is
student, just like
6.
you. I'm
For
studying
this,
for
4 and 4 will
consistency
cut off because they
and
are
making a
similar.
habit of coding every
4
day.
and 2 will cut off because they are similar. So it will be basically 0 and you'll be left off with 6. So you're getting this particular XOR. So how many subarrays are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. And that is what you have to return. You have to return me the count of the subarrays with the given XOR as k. That is what the problem states. So this problem, and if you're talking about subarrays, what is the subarrays? Is and then this, this, this. Something we know for sure is you stand at 4 and you keep on expanding, right? So what I can say is maybe I can start a loop from 0 and I can go until n. Again, I'm not going into deep because I've already taught you how to generate subarrays. So I can probably stand here.
Hey, Vamsa, are you there? Vamsa and Mihir, I wanted to remind you something. Guys, whoever is watching, you can join our community on Discord where you can like ask doubts and get help. You can share your work and help each other grow. Wait a minute. Let me show you where is Discord. Okay. You can find the link to our Discord server in the description, and I would recommend you to join our server. And here you can reach out to me after the stream if you need any kind of help anytime. You can ask me there in the Discord. Okay. Other time, other than the live stream, I will be active there. Okay. Here's Stumble Army. Okay. This is Vamsa. And all other people, whoever is watching, you can join us on the community server if you need any kind of help. Okay. Let's continue.
And now I can say, okay, 4 is the first subarray. So I can just start with 4. Then I can take 4, 2. So something I can say is, okay, maybe there will be another loop j which will start from I and it will go on till n. So if I have to look at the values, at first I will be 0, which is this, and j will be at this portion. So this is the entire subarray. Then what happens to j? I stays here, j moves here because j will move with j plus plus. So this is the subarray. Then what happens to j? J will move here and I will still be here. So this is the subarray. Next, j will move here and I will stay here. So this will be the subarray. Next, j will move here. What will happen? Start from subarray. The subarray is so this will be quite simple. It's near about big O of NQ. Near about because we are running 3 loops. First, to generate the subarray, complexity is 4. So, I say if just equivalent to give go of n square video, that is how
Okay,
this
we
with
had
the
solved
and
it
this
with
is really
this
subarray.
approach.
Not be
Now
happy with n
he
square
will
and I'll ask you
explain
to
the optimal
optimize it.
solution.
And this is when you'll move to the most optimal solution. So what will be the most optimal solution? let us have some observations. Now, can I say one thing for sure? Let's take this subarray. I know this subarray will be giving me a XOR of 6. I know that for sure. If I have to ask you, where is the subarray starting from? It is starting from here. Where is it ending? It is ending here. So I know one thing for sure. Every subarray will have an ending point for sure. Like this one has an ending point as this. 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 Every subarray has an ending point because it will. And it also has a starting point. It also has a starting point. So I will be focusing on the ending point. I'll be focusing on the ending point. Let's see how I will do it. So if I have to just manually write down this particular array, here we write down 4, 2, 2, 6, 4. And I'm asking you till this portion, which is if I take up all the elements, and I say the XOR till 6, very important, till 6 is XR. Imagine the XOR of all the elements till 6 is XR. Okay. Now I am asking you, imagine, these many elements have a XOR as K. Just imagine, hypothetical scenario. These many elements have a XOR as K. Can I say then this will, again, let's hypothetically take it as X. So what I'm saying is, the first element has a XOR as X. From here to here, it has a XOR of K. And the entire thing has a XOR of XR. Can I write something like this? X XOR K will be XR. Again, makes sense because this element and all the 3 elements, if you XOR, that is equivalent to the XOR of all elements. Now I will say, take XOR of K
Right.
on both the sides. Do a XOR of K on both the sides. So in XOR, if you XOR same elements, it will always be 0. If you XOR same elements, it will always be 0. So K and K's XOR will be 0. So you'll be left off with X. X will be nothing but XR XOR K. X will be nothing but XR XOR K. And remember this formula. X is nothing but XR, where XR is the XOR of the first elements till this index, till any particular index, where K is the XOR that you're looking for. Now just imagine. Forget about this. Forget about everything. And just have this derivation. So if I ask you till here, it's like 4 XOR 2 XOR 2 XOR 6. What will be the total XOR? It's like 2 and 2 will cut off. It's like a 4 XOR 6. So if I have to do a 4 XOR 6, it's nothing but 0, 1, 0. The value is 2. So till here, the value is 2. What am
XOR.
I looking for?
Okay.
I'm looking for, is there any subarray? I repeat, is there any subarray that is ending at 6 and is having a XOR of 6? Is there any subarray that is ending at 6 and having a XOR of 6? I'll write it so that it sticks to your head. Is there a subarray ending at 6 and having a XOR of K? Now you'll be like, maybe not. So I don't know anything. I just know the
Okay,
XOR of
sounds
these
good.
elements, which is 2. So what I will say is that is only possible if I have an X whose value is XR XOR K. You remember when we took this? Then only it's possible. There can only be a subarray who will give me a K only if there is an X. What is X? Some elements from the start, which will give me X. So over here, XR will be 2. What will be K? K is 6. I'm saying 2 XOR 6. What is the value of 2 XOR 6? That is 4, because 1, 1, 0 is 6. 2 is this. So if we do a XOR, it will be 0, 0, 1, which is 4. So 4. Do we have someone from the start which is giving me 4? I say yes. From the start we have a 4. We have someone who is giving me a 4 XOR. Thereby, I can surely say there exists some elements which will give me the K. That's it. That is the fun now. What we will try to do is, we will try to move, and we'll keep a track of the pre-XOR, like the entire XOR of all the elements. And then we will see, is it possible to end over here by taking some K? If I can figure out from the front, if I can figure out an element, so basically, I will move, taking an XR, and then I'll say, is this the end? Is this the end point? So maybe someone will be K, for someone to be K, from the front, someone has to be X. And I'll just find out, is someone X? And if someone is X, that's it. My job is done. And how many X is what we have to look for as well. How many X are there is also I have to look for. Got it? So I'll tell you as we move forward. Perfect. I hope you've got the intuition. The intuition is pretty straightforward. We are kind of looking from the backward direction. If anyone is there, I can erase it. And now we'll start doing it. So what do we need? Let's go back. I will be carrying the XOR of all the elements. And I'll be looking for, does there exist any subarray with K XOR? For that to happen, I will look from the front. Is there anyone with X? So it's like, from the front means I have to keep a track of the XOR of the front elements. That is what I will do. Let's quickly start. So in order to keep a track, which data structure? Yes, hash map. Hash map is what you require. So we'll take a hash map. We will say front XOR or something like this, which will be my key. Front XOR X. I'll say how many times? And initially, we don't have anything. So maybe 0, 1 will be a good element because no 1 means 0, 1. I don't have any 0, 1. Let's start.
Oh shit, it is a public server. No, oh, please.
XR is 0. First element 4. First element 4. So XOR 0 XOR 4 is 4. So what I'm saying is, as of now, XR is 4. So this entire thing is 4. I'm looking for K. Is there any K? So I'll be like 4 XOR 6 X4. No. Let's like from the front means I have to keep a track of the XOR of the front elements. To keep a track of the XOR of the front element, that's what I'll do. Let's quickly start. So in order to keep a track, which data structure? Yes, hash map. Hash map is what you require. So we'll take a hash map. We will say front XOR or something like this, which will be my key. Front XOR X. I'll say how many times? How many times? And initially, we don't have anything. So maybe 0, 1 will be a good element because no 1 means 0, 1. I don't have any 0, 1. Let's start. XR is 0. First element 4. First element 4. So XOR 0 XOR 4 is 4. So what I'm saying is, as of now, XR is 4. So this entire thing is 4. I'm looking for K. Is there any K? So I'll be like 4 XOR 6. What's the value? 2. The value is 2. Did we get a 2 previously? No. We did not get a 2 previously. That's not in hash. So nothing. Keep a count which will keep a track of the count as well. Let's move. Before moving, please make sure you remember front XOR 4 appeared once and then move. 2. 4 XOR 2 will be nothing but 6. 4 XOR 2 will be nothing but 6. Now what you're saying is, from the front it is 6. So what are you looking for? You're looking for a K. You're looking for a K equal to 6. And you're looking for a X then. What will be X? If you remember the formula, X was XR XOR K. XR is 6. So K is 6. X is 0. So you're looking for, did you get a front X as 0? Anyone with 0. And you know, while you started, you had a 0. So that means this entire thing is a subarray, which is your answer. Thereby you say count is 1. Next, front XOR 1, 6. Front XOR because these two elements are giving you 6. Store it with 1 occurrence and move. You move, so it's a XOR of 2. It's a XOR of 2. 6 XOR 2 will be 4. So go ahead and write 4. I'm looking for a K equal to 6. What is 4 XOR 6? That is 2. You can just do it. It's very simple. 1, 0, 0. So this 6 is not possible. So I cannot get like 2. Remember this. This will increase. This time what am I looking? X. What is 2 XOR 6? There are 2 elements. We'll give you a take this is 1 and again write it. Just for explanation. 4, 2, 2, 6. So
Yeah. XR is equals to 0. X is equals to XR of K. XR is equals to XR of A. XR is equal to 0. Okay. To the count plus equals to मुझे थोड़ा थोड़ा समझ आया. Vamsa is saying, bro, I didn't understand anything. I understood a little bit. I'm still थोड़ा सा confused. Okay, till this part I got it. Then insert the prefix XOR till index I into the map. So if map dot contains the XOR, then map dot put XOR dot XOR comma np dot get XOR plus 1. Okay, frequency increase हो जाएगी XOR की. input output XOR, comma 1. Let's take help from ChatGPT. वंशा, you know what? मेरे फोन पे ना मेरी स्ट्रीम लाइव चल रही होती है तो नोटिफिकेशन आ गया था ऊपर से. That's why I replied. Mm, No, I am not doing SIH because placements are going on and my mind is not ready for SIH. SIH के लिए टीम बनानी पड़ती है और टीम के साथ कोऑपरेट करना थोड़ा डिफिकल्ट है राइट नाउ. अभी मैं लाइक हार्ड वर्क करने पे ध्यान दे रहा हूँ बीएसए करने पर. प्रोजेक्ट्स तो बन जाएंगे और SIH करने पर टाइम आई थिंक तेरा. Okay, what we were doing, we were solving had understand the optimal solution for count the number of subtracting and with area. My charges. Okay, it happens. You are in third year, na? जब we were in third year, we were also forced to participate in it, and it is actually helpful. If you are in third year, you should give it a try, right? Okay, it understood. Got it. You are asking about the counting the number of subarrays with some property. I think you are cut off while typing the condition. Usually the classic problem is one of these, XOR of K. I am talking about XOR of K. He got it, I guess. This other is some K. Yeah. Okay. Count sub array with XOR of K. Core idea. Define prefix XOR I is equals to XOR of all elements from index 0 to I. Okay, we do that. Then for a subarray from 1 to R, its XOR is XOR of 1. Okay, prefix XOR R. Not the picture. Use a hash map to store frequency of prefix XOR values. So far, initialize count equals to 0, prefix XOR equals to 0, and map.put 0, 1 handle subarray starting at index 0. For each number, update prefix XOR of number is equals to 1. Okay, इतना part समझ आया. Then compute target is equals to prefix XOR. Okay, if target exists in the map, add its frequency to count. Vamsavardhan is saying my problem is DSA. In DSA is that I'm getting brute and better, but I'm not able to get the optimal one. It's completely fine. Even I'm not getting the optimal one in my first attempt, right? You can see the solution once. You know why I'm not able to think of the optimal solution? Because I have not solved some problems on the particular pattern, like the prefix sum problems. And it is building the base for the problems that we will solve in future. Like I have solved this problem right now. I am trying to understand the solution, the optimal solution. Once I understand the solution, it will help me solve the problems that I will encounter in future, which uses prefix sum approach. Okay. Okay, he has created a map, put 0, 1 for the base case, and created a prefix XOR equals to 0, count equals to 0. And for each number, he has prefix XOR equals okay, XOR of num and created in target prefix XOR of k. If the map dot contains key target, count plus equals to map dot get target. Okay. And mp dot put prefix XOR dot mm, prefix XOR 0 plus 1. I'm really sorry, bro. We will end the stream soon. Like we will not go late nights. Okay, कितना problems remaining है अभी भी? I keep pushing myself to solve all the remaining problems, but I fail. Like this problem we have done by brute force, and the remaining three problems are also remaining, and two of them are hard level, and the problem we are solving right now optimally is also a hard problem. Okay. um, okay. XR is equal to XR of the next element, and from the formula, in target is equal to XR of the given number with the prefix XOR till I, and then we will check if it contains the target. If it contains the target, we will increase the count. Okay, that means the Subarray is with XOR K. Okay, insert the prefix XOR till index L. Okay, okay, and we don't put XOR and we don't get XOR. But if it contains already, then we need to increase the kind. Okay, else put XOR. From that 4 days, I didn't solve it. I'm also getting confused initially, but now it is making some sense to me. And I think I should complete these hard problems today itself. मैंने चैलेंज लिया 45 डेज का और मैं 10 दिन से अभी एरे के हार्ड प्रॉब्लम्स पे ही अटका हुआ हूँ. लाइक 10 दिन होने के बाद भी अभी भी वहीं अटका हुआ. हूँ. So let's try to solve. Vamsa is saying 45 can't bro need 100 days. No bro, we will try to solve it in 50 days max to max, not 100. And also we will be revising each and every problem. I have a lot of time. I'm just giving 4 hours of my day. अभी आज के स्ट्रीम में कितना टाइम हुआ? It's been only 2.5 hours. You can dedicate around 6 to 7 hours daily, but you will not be watching my screen. I'm also solving from 2 months. No problem, buddy. Take your time. Everybody takes different time. Maybe you had just started only daily 3 hours at night. That's good. I'm also doing it for last 10 days. Before that, I was just chilling. Like my life is all set. Okay, we had created a hash map. GFG पे सॉल्व करते हैं. स्टडी को भी दिखाना. ये रहा. इसमें array given है, q given है. Let's create a hash map. और let's say hash map. क्या नाम दिया था hash map को? MPP. We will give touch only. Okay. So let's create a hash map. Hash map of integer, comma, integer. H is equals to 1. Hash map. Okay. Um, and then the third created XOR equals to 0, right? क्या हुआ? My laptop got freezed. Page is not responsive. My laptop started heating up. Okay. Did it work? Okay, get back. So first, let's take int on is equals to nums dot lines and int xr is equals to 0. Map we have created already, and then map h dot put xr comma 0 1. First thing, let's build an int count is equals to 0. Now iterate for if I equals to 0, if I less than n, and I plus plus. Okay, Vamsa bhai, see you tomorrow. कल संडे है ना? Will you join the revision series, Vamsa? Then see you tomorrow in that series, okay? In that live stream. Action of num I. And then by the formula int x is equals to क्या था? XR and XOR of k. Okay. And then if map if h dot contains key is x, if it contains it, we will increase the count plus equals to. Okay, Vamsa bhai, we will definitely revise everything once again together this time. Count plus equals to mm, h dot get x. Okay, it will return the index, sorry, frequency of x. Okay, how many times it has. Okay, then what we will do, we will use h dot contains key is XOR, then we will h dot put XOR comma h dot get XOR plus 1, or else we will do what we have to do. If you current continue important, यहाँ तक सही है. अगर XOR एनकाउंटर में हुआ तो XOR को मैप में स्टोर कर देंगे h dot को XOR comma 1, and we will return the count. Answers. So once again, let's try examples. Let's say, okay, 4 कहाँ से अच्छा हाँ ठीक है, फर्स्ट वाले टेस्ट केस का आंसर 4 था. बस let's check this test case and k is equals to 5. Let's run it. The answer is two. Okay, it's okay. Let's mark it as done. Okay. Merge overlapping subintervals. Count inversions. Okay. Given an array of n integers, count the inversion of the array using merge sort. Clear up program underscore 04 underscore count inversion. And enable one of Java. Okay. Given an array of n integers, count the inversion of the array using merge sort. Merge sort के अलावा पहले brute force से रखता हूँ. Brute force में merge sort का implementation नहीं करेंगे. What is an inversion of an array? Definition for all I and j less than size of the array. If I is less than j, then you have to find where a of I and j such that a of j is less than a of I. जो next element है वो previous element से छोटा हो. Okay. So let's say CSV and C restore array. We have to count only, right? Given an error, count the inversion of. Okay. So let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I says it, but okay. It is an increasing order. It is not possible. Before this, it is 10. Right? The first element is 4, 3, 4, 3, 7, 2, 9, 1, 10. Okay. If it is sorted, order okay. Mm, let's do it by brute force first. Mm, 1 times is equals to this. Mm, count inversion. Let's apply brute force. Mm, we need to count the pairs such that j is less than I, but okay, j is greater than I, but the element in the jth index is greater than I. Sorry, less than I. So let's say 4, since I is equals to 0, I less than 9, I plus plus, and let's say 4 int j is equals to I plus 1, right? Mm, j is equals to I plus 1, and j less than I plus 1, and what happened? J less than mouse dot lines and j plus plus. And what is the problem with I? I cannot be resolved to a very why, why, why. अच्छा ये गड़बड़ क्यों हो जाती है हर बार? Okay, okay. So J is also initialized. We need to compare if nums of J is less than nums of I. Then if it is true, then we have find the pair and we need to increase the count. And here we will say count equals to 0. And here we will increase the count. Count plus plus. CINT. What is the problem? Okay, integer int count plus plus. Okay, otherwise it will proceed further and it will go on. Now, so after that we will return SOUP count. Okay, let's run. It's it should be 0. For this it should be 10. Let's see. Control this. Yes. Okay, let's run it. As let's 10. Let's do this for this. Complete the C. Please. 53214. The answer should be 7. It is correct. And the optimal solution is merge sort. Merge sort is a little lengthy. We will do it tomorrow. The optimal solution for inversion. While revising, we will revise merge sort and then we will implement merge sort for solving this problem. Hard problem. I will note it here. But tomorrow I have to solve which problem it is. Count over them. We revise merge sort and solve count inversion pair using merge sort. Let's move to the next problem. आज ये बाकी सारी सॉल्व करके ही सुनिए. मैं रिवर्स पेयर का प्रॉब्लम लेट्स सी ऑन लीड कोड. आज लीड कोड पर प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व हुए या नहीं? ओ शिट, लीड कोड पे तो प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व नहीं किया. तो सॉल्यूशन आ गया था. सबमिशन करेक्ट सबमिशन नहीं है. स्ट्रीक ही नहीं बन पाएगी ऐसे तो. लीड कोड पर is there any submission today? Okay, one submission was there on 13th of September. At least one submission was there. Majority alpha. Okay. Mm. Is there anyone still on our live stream? Zero current viewers. I think we should end the stream. We will solve the remaining two problems tomorrow. This was it for today. Thank you guys for joining our live stream. See you tomorrow in the revision series. Good night. Mm.